All right, Coach, when you're ready, an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, a heck of a college basketball game. Another chapter 2, such a historic rivalry between two programs, and we're really grateful to be a part of it, and to have been a part of it the last 5 years. They played outstanding, and just our group found a way somehow, some way. Really proud of the resiliency, the ability to chip back in the second half. Different guys stepped up, and we certainly wouldn't have done it without the crowd. Students, the community, just unbelievable. We felt the energy, we needed the energy, and certainly was a big part of that second half. So really appreciate everyone taking the time coming out, and not just coming out, but cheering for us, and we really could hear and feel it.
Question?
Greg, your teams played, 2 games before this were overtime games.
Yes.
This one goes down to the wire. This one, a lot of empty possessions at the end, but from those last 2 games, particularly that Manhattan game where there was that late defensive lapse, what do you think your team learned from those last 2 games and applied to this game, the late game situations where the game's on the line?
Yeah, Rachel, the Marist game before the Manhattan game was in the last seconds too. Where it was a 1 or 2 possession game, and I think we showed some growth. I'll give you an example. St. Peter's game, we were able to down by 6 with three and change. We end up coming back, getting it to overtime. Coming to the bench, the guys on the team were all communicating with one another. Hey, we've been here before. Let's learn from Manhattan. Let's learn that lesson and take advantage of this moment. I was really proud of that step in the right direction for that. But the reality is, in this conference, there's 1 or 2 possession games. It doesn't matter who you're playing, where you're playing, when you're playing them. And we got to continue to learn to win these games. And today I thought our defense was able to close out the game for us. I thought we had a couple empty possessions. Credit to them for forcing those empty possessions. But I thought we were able to get 3-4 stops in a row and then finish it with some free throws. So, we were able to win it in a different way today. And that's hopefully what our continued lesson is that you're going to have to win it in a different way each time out.
The 13-0 run, question for either Harlan or Yaw. What sparked that for you guys?
I think the bench did. Just the bench talk. There was never any negative words coming out from them. It was just next play mentality type of talk, and I think that translated to us on the court. Just moving on to the next play, and just having that trust in our guys on the bench that they got our back no matter what.
Yeah, honestly, we as a team, we always say next play mentality. Coach tells us all the time, next play mentality. So we keep that in our mind every game we go to. That 13-0 run, it was the bench for sure. The energy was great, everything was great. We came out of timeout. We came out saying basketball's a game of runs. Every 4 minutes, we go make a run. So, yeah.
14 points off turnovers in the second half. Generally, that's not your forte. But obviously that changed the game. But in that run there to kind of get back into it with a couple of steals that led to dunks or easy layups, how much did that give you guys some juice there? Just not just getting the points, but getting an energetic play like a dunk.
Yeah, all we need is just one play, and then we're rocking and rolling. That's how we are. We feed off our energy. We're a team that feed off each other's energy, so that's a good thing about our basketball program.
And I think one of the things too that helped get that run was limiting them to 1 possession. We gave up 9 offensive rebounds. They missed 17 shots in the first half, and we gave up 9 offensive rebounds. So it's hard to create some opportunities for yourself if you're taking the ball out of the net. And in the second half, they were only able to get 4 offensive rebounds. The other thing, I thought we shared the basketball better. We had 8 assists and 4 turnovers in the second half, and that created opportunities. And that's something that is a part of our identity when we're playing at the level we would like to play at.
How much did Harlan being out of the game in the first half impact things? It seemed like he wanted to switch quite a bit, and that kind of got some mismatches with Frank Mitchell and left the glass open when he tried to double.
Yeah, they have 5 guys moving each possession, and there's such great movement, and they move that ball so well that they make you make a lot of decisions. And they caught us a couple times, but credit to them. They got they got really good players. They dominated points in the paint in the first half, and then I thought we were able to reestablish points in the paint in the second half. But yeah, it caused for a little bit of an adjustment from our end, and it took a little bit of time for that adjustment.
Greg, this is the best 12-game start for you since you've been the head coach. You're 8-4. What is it about this team?
Well, it's about these guys first and foremost. These They want to continue to learn and continue to get better. And, the credit goes to those guys. So we have a long ways to go. But, for us, we got to continue to learn how to prepare, continue to learn how to play with different styles and versus different styles and win in different ways. And when you play teams a second time around, they're going to make adjustments. They're going to play us a different way. And for us, as we continue to evolve as a team, we got to continue to work hard and continue to prepare.
And going back to the game, what did you tell these guys at halftime? Because right out of the gate in the second half, you guys went on what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, they got the 2
run,
free throws, and then they got it to 16. We went around, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just came in and said that they were being more physical, and I talked about how if we can get stops, we can get transition opportunities, and then I just talked about winning 4-minute segments. I said there's no 14-point play. We just want to cut it from 14 to 12, 12 to 10, and slowly get ourselves back into it. And we kind of did that to start, and then the run hit. So it was just a matter of just trying to settle us down and not have every possession where there's going to be many more possessions. I thought we put a little bit of pressure on each possession in the first half as opposed to just playing.
And he got it down to even, and Canisius playing with 7 scholarship players and shorthanded and all that, and they didn't go away from that.
Credit to them, we got it to even, and then they got it to a 4-point lead. And then, we took the lead, and then they took the lead right back. They played terrific basketball today. Credit to them for that. We were fortunate that they missed a couple shots, and we were able to get the rebound. We were fortunate.
You and Harlan both talked about the importance of the bench. Why are those contributions so important? Whether there's guys like Braxton or Juan on the bench, or if they're on the court, why are those contributions so important from those bench guys?
I think it's just every game's different. Every matchup's different. You go into a game and maybe somebody's feeling it that night, maybe somebody's not. So I feel like for those guys to just be ready every night and just step in, and they do their job so well every night. It's huge for the guys that maybe just don't have it going that night. Maybe they get in foul trouble, I think it's huge for them to come in and just do what they do, and they've done it great. So.
Yeah, same thing at Harlan, honestly. Every game we come into is not one player that's going to score most of the buckets and do everything. Every game we come into is going to be somebody's night. And, of course, sometimes it's not going to be our night, but we don't let that affect our game as well. We feed off each other's energy. So we tell each other, even though we don't have a good game today, next game, just be ready, it'll be your night. So, yeah, that's what I love about this team.
Greg, both of your players have talked about the mental toughness of basically keeping it one possession at a time, not look at the score when you're down 14 in the second half. You guys have overcome deficits in 2 straight games. How have you guys instilled that mental toughness in your team to the point where you actually do believe in those situations you're going to find a way to still execute and find a way back in the game? Because it's one thing to say take it one possession at a time. It's another thing to actually do that and keep up the intensity the entire rest of the game.
Yeah, I think for us, we're I think it's developing. I don't we want to continue to grow in that area, but I think that's been learned through our experiences of being together, and the more we've been able to build the relationships one-on-one, those guys have been able to build relationships with each other. It takes time for that to come together, and we've been in a lot of situations to this point. There's going to be more, but for us, I think the credit goes to the individual and the character of the individuals in the locker room, and they fight and they compete, and that's something that when you look at us from a program standpoint, we want to be a team that, hey, maybe the shots don't go in, we're not going to be at our best all the time, but we can compete and play together and be unselfish and try to represent those that have come before us, so that when they watch us, that they're proud, because there's a rich history here, and we're grateful to be a part of it.
And how much does the crowd help you out in a rivalry game like this to keep your heads in it and keep the focus? Does that factor into the mentality? Does that help you guys out as players when you're out there and you see a loud crowd that's backing you on a day like this?
Yeah, the juice was there from the start from our crowd. We felt them in the first half, and then we really needed them in the second half, and they came through and delivered. you guys are out there on the floor. I mean, so
Yeah, I mean, having a crowd out there can really spark up what we did out there. Just that crowd was amazing. That's a Battle of the Bridges. Like, it's my first time being in this, so it's like having a crowd out there that's really backing you up when you're playing out there. It's just an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I think. Oh, no, my fault. I think having a college crowd, you know, a lot of the times down by 16 or double digits in the second half. You see a lot of students leave, and I didn't see a single person leave. Man, they were all sitting there, all waiting for us. It almost seemed like they knew we were going to come back, just waiting for it to happen. So, yeah, huge shout out to the students, all the fans tonight. It made a huge difference for us.
Harlan, what did you take from the matchup against Frank Mitchell?
Yeah, Frank's a great player, super talented guy, great rebounder. We battled tonight for sure. Just another matchup that I think that I got to get better in, just limit his rebounds maybe. But yeah, just Frank's a great player, super talented guy.
It seemed like you thought you got a tough whistle a couple times in the first half. Was there a certain point where you kind of just accepted that was the way it was going to be, and that kind of
Yeah, I'm
calmed you down a little bit?
gonna give a shout out to David Mitchell right here. We came to a timeout after I complained to the ref, and there wasn't much sugarcoating from D Mitch. He told me straight up. He said, "Quit complaining, man. They're not gonna give you nothing tonight." He said, "You're the strongest player on this court, and I go show everyone that, go through their chest." So I think, you know, David Mitchell just giving me that little short reset for my mind to go back out there. Well, it was huge for me.
Yeah, I mean, I want to add on to it as well. I mean, David Mitchell always comes into the locker room and tells us, like, always positive things. Like, he be, like, telling us, like, you know, we got to do things to make our team better. But for this game, I know that, like, the whistle wasn't going our way in the first half. So he came in and talked to us and told us that just keep playing, keep going hard, and just go through their chest, because they're not going to give us one. So we just played hard, and, yeah.
After the Manhattan game, you said you were going to go back and look at it and see how to win some of these close games. You've won 2 close games here. So what did you find other than maybe trying to foul up 3 today?
that was a good step for us, because we've tried to do that at different points, and we executed it today. So for us, I think that there's just different ways to win. Whether you're up 3, you're down 3. Maybe we need a 3 the next time. We found a way to get it to overtime at St. Peter's. You know, so I think, you know, there's a lot of opportunities to learn. This was another one, and hopefully we can continue to just be unselfish and trust each other down the stretch. Trust our principles and continue to build the habits. So whether it's the end of the game or the start of the game, we just continue to trust and believe that we'll find a way to get it done. The last thing I know before we go here, I just thank the students again. Thank everybody for coming. Quick turnaround on Thursday. It's our 3rd game in 6 days. We need you. Big part of what we're doing here. There's only a couple more chances this season. So we'd love to have you come to the game Thursday night, 7 p.m. against Iona. And we'll get ourselves ready here over the next 46 hours. But we'd love to see you guys Thursday night.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.